Infrastructure Limited, a widely experienced leading dredging company of India, presents the methodology for sand dredging and loading in Zambales, Philippines. The year 1991, North Philippines faced volcanic eruption on Mount Pinatubo, resulting in the sand deposits in the rivers Bucao, San Felipe, and Santo Tomas. Based on site visit, Dharti plans to dredge sand in 2 phases. Conventional sand dredging is done in phase 1 and 2. Options may be implemented. Set up infrastructure, carry out detailed survey, select the methodology, and mobilize equipments to start operations and achieve. In option 1, dredger is brought to location and floating pipelines assembled. Discharge barge is brought at predetermined locations. The floating line is connected to dredger and discharge barge. Loading barge is towed to discharge barge and secured alongside. Cutter suction dredger pumps slurry of sand-water mixture and fill the loading barge. Excess water drains out after sand settlement. Loading barge filled with sand is towed to self-transfer barge anchored at suitable depth. 2 loading barges are positioned alongside self-transfer barge. 2 crane buckets of self-transfer barge remove the sand from loading barge and store on self-transfer barge, while other 2 crane buckets load the hopper to transfer sand from hopper to transportation ship through conveyor. In option 2, dredger is brought on location and floating pipelines assembled. Discharge barge is brought at predetermined location. The floating line is connected to dredger and discharge barge. Bulk carrier is towed to discharge barge and secured alongside. Cutter suction dredger pumps slurry of sand-water mixture and fill the transportation ship. After nearly 70% filling, the ship is removed and replaced by second ship. Excess water drains out after sand settlement from first ship. When the second ship is filled up to 70% with sand-water mixture, it is moved out and first ship is brought back and filled again. The ship sails away after water is pumped out. The Phase 2 involves a fully mechanized operation by mobilizing additional dredgers to open front on north and south banks, setting up sand storage and handling mechanism on both banks, building track conveyors, bucket conveyors, dikes, and chutes to transport the sand from banks to 150,000 deadweight tonnage ship. The loading bay is in about 30 meters depth and about 1 kilometer from shore. The mechanism consists of rollers and conveyors system mounted on the piles driven in the offshore, all-weather walkway, loading chute, and mooring dolphins. 4 dredgers are mobilized to dredge the sand and store on the banks. This sand is handled by dozers, loaders, and excavators, and land-mounted conveyor, and then transferred to the offshore conveyor. The chutes at the end of the conveyor load the ship, and this process will continue.